After hiking to Breakestollen at 2:30 in the morning, we were ready for a quieter stretch of the trip. Or at least that's what we thought. But the next days had their own surprises. Waterfalls, getting lost in long tunnels, cold fjord winds, and another mountain hike that pushed our heart rate to over 180. We found the most beautiful campsite of the trip, tried to catch dinner from a rowboat, and made it to Bergen just before the next wave of rain.
We did it.
Welcome back to our Norway road trip. In this episode, we are picking up right after our sunrise hike to Breakestollen. With tired legs, we left the base camp behind and continued north, towards Bergen and eventually the Ulriken mountain. But before the next big hike, we needed some rest and wanted a fish. Back on the road again, winding through the southern fjords, riding under blue skies and through deep green valleys. One of the first stops, Waterfalls, one of Norway's most famous waterfalls. The twin falls thunder down the mountainside, flowing underneath an old stone bridge you actually drive across. From the saddle of a motorcycle, the spray hits your face and the roar of the water is deafening. It's dramatic, powerful, and it makes you feel small in the best possible way. From there, we took a ferry across another branch of the fjord. And then we reached Odda, a small town nestled between cliffs and water, known for its access to Trolltunga. But instead of hiking again, we decided it was time to just enjoy the sunshine. We set up our tent in perfect weather, with blue skies and bright sunshine. The fjord looked deep blue. I felt like I was at the Mediterranean Sea. It felt like one of those rare, perfect evenings, the kind you don't take for granted in Norway, especially knowing rain is coming in the next days. And one more gimmick on that campsite, a swing just next to our tent. And I love swings, so of course I had to try it out. To make the most of this rare, calm weather, we also borrowed a rowboat, something the campsite offered for free. We loaded our fishing gear, paddled out into the still water, and hoped that this would finally be the moment we caught our first fish in Norway. We saw fish jumping out of the water, and we didn't catch anything. Another evening, another disappointment. At this point, our fishing record was getting kind of embarrassing. But honestly, just rowing on that fjord was so beautiful that it didn't matter too much. But we were determined and had one more ace up the sleeve. The next day, we packed up and made our way towards Bergen. A beautiful city, but not exactly easy to reach by motorcycle. We passed through dozens of long tunnels, some of them several kilometers in total darkness. And Bergen itself has an extensive tunnel network. We got lost in all those tunnels more than once. Not such a nice feeling. Having the GPS act up didn't help either. But we eventually arrived on the campground about 30 minutes outside of Bergen, where we set up the tent again. This was the most beautiful campsite on the whole trip. Don't go there with a motorhome, you will not get a nice place. But if you only travel with a car, motorcycle or a small van, this place is wonderful. I can only recommend it. It was windier and colder here. No more t-shirt weather, but still great. On the way to the campsite, we stopped at a gas station and bought new fishing bait. Surely this will work now. And we tried fishing again. We even tried to put some crabs on the hooks. Still nothing. So for dinner, well, backup plan activated. We had meatballs again, and also crabs. Tomorrow is another day. We got up early to visit Bruggen, Bergen's iconic old harbor district. By this point in the trip, the long days of riding were starting to hurt. My back ached and I was honestly just happy we planned to stay in Bergen for more than one night. My back hurts, but it's day 10 and we have beautiful weather near Bergen. Today we're going to see the city and hike up to Ulriken, but also a little bit afraid because the next few days it's going to rain and I don't want it to rain. We will see, but today we will have a beautiful day in Bergen, hopefully. We arrived at Bergen and we're now going to take a look at Brugge, but as I know myself, I will be there for like 30 minutes and then just want to go to nature. So let's do this and then go to Ulriken. Colorful wooden buildings, narrow alleys and a calm morning atmosphere. It was quiet, peaceful and absolutely beautiful. Getting there before the big crowds arrived made all the difference again. We enjoyed a Norwegian ice cream, walked around the harbor a little, and just enjoyed the city. After exploring the city for a while, we headed over to the base of Ulriken, the highest of Bergen's 7 surrounding mountains. There are 2 tracks up, one easier, one a little bit more adventurous. But after the long flurly stairs and the Preikestolen climb, we decided to go for the easier trail this time. Even so, easier is relative. For Norwegians, this route might be a jogging trail or a popular place for bachelorette parties. But for us, and especially for me, on the hottest day of our whole trip, it was still a challenge. The most part of the trek consists of rock stairs. And this time my heart rate peaked at 184. But hey, we made it and weren't even slower than most of the locals. And the view from the top was absolutely worth it. From the top of the mountain you can see the whole city of Bergen, the harbor, the football stadium, and if you are lucky, even a paraglider above. On the way down we even passed a few sheep, happily jumping around, scaring off little dogs as a leisure activity. And then the weather changed. While we were still in the tent on the next day, the first raindrops fell. At first it was fine, cozy even. We were dry, fed and resting, but then came the time to pack up the tent. We left Bergen early in the morning under thick clouds during a pause in the rain and mostly dry. Not even an hour into the ride, we had to stop and pull out the rain gear again. And I was getting tired. Hastily packing up, fleeing the incoming rain, we just hadn't had the time for a coffee. So we had to take a break. And with that, we reached the end of this video. In the next video, we will wild camp on a very cold mountain and hike to a famous glacier viewpoint just before this whole trip sinks into rainfall. See you then, bye bye.